Hey Ravens, today we're going to practice revising your explanation. So there's two things I've been talking to you about. For the problem, you should be explaining how does this problem lead to poverty? And for the solution, how does the solution solve poverty or make it more manageable? So when you're writing your body paragraphs, you want to make sure that you're really explaining this step by step so that I can see your thinking and also understand your evidence. So really quickly, I want you to write down these two questions in your notebook. I'm going to pause really quick. I want you to write down those two questions in your notebook and come right back. All right, so let's look again at your body paragraph organization. So you have a topic sentence, introduce evidence, evidence, explanation, where you're explaining why does this evidence support or contribute to your reason, the problem, how does this problem lead to poverty, or the solution, why would this solution help solve poverty, and you have your clincher sentence. So let's look at a problem paragraph first. So I'm going to answer in my explanation here, how does this problem lead to poverty? Let's look at my topic sentence really quick. So to eliminate poverty, Ghana needs to develop its sustainable agricultural practices to boost farming income and provide food security for Ghanaians. So that means that my explanation here, or my evidence here, needs to talk about food security and how that causes poverty. This is my intro evidence according to the website mightyearth.org, and then this is my evidence that I'm going to explain. So recent studies have shown that cocoa farmers on average earn about a third of what they need in order to make a living income. Cocoa farmers in Ghana have been struggling with the impacts of climate change, especially unpredictable rainfall and drought, which have caused reduced harvests and even crop failure. This is important because 800,000 families depend on cocoa production for their livelihoods. Okay, so now when I explain this, I really want to explain why this is causing cocoa farmers to be in poverty, right? I want to explain that, and I want to explain how this kind of supports the idea that they need, like, to boost income and provide food security. That's what they need, right? So let's look at my explanation here. Many farms are run by smallholder farmers who have no safety net and risk falling more into poverty. So right off the bat, I'm bringing up that idea of poverty and how because they don't have a safety net, because they have nothing to fall back on, it leads them to poverty. In order to increase their harvest, Ghanaians have been illegally cutting down forests and national parks to plant more cocoa. But deforestation only worsens the climate problems because forests absorb emissions that contribute to climate change. So here I'm kind of giving some information about this evidence, but I'm also in this saying they have no choice. They're doing this because they have no choice because they're in poverty, right? So I'm continuing with that idea of poverty. And then listen to my last sentence, how I wrap that explanation up. The worse climate change becomes, the higher risk Ghanaian farmers have of falling deeper into poverty. So I'm coming back to that again. This is my clincher sentence, so I'm repeating my topic sentence again in a new way. So Ghana is in need of climate-smart agricultural practices that will help increase harvests for smallholder farmers while at the same time avoiding deforestation and environmental degradation. So this is what my problem, how does this problem lead to poverty, explanation looks like. So let's look at a solution now. So how does the solution solve poverty or make it more manageable? So in this one, I'm going to be talking about something a little bit different, right? So let's look at my topic sentence here. Sustainable agricultural practices can help reduce poverty by increasing farmers' harvests while also combating climate change and preserving forests. One such practice is agroforestry. So I'm going to be talking about how this this agroforestry is going to help solve poverty or make it a little bit more manageable. I have to give an explanation here so that this part makes sense. So I have an explanation before my intro evidence here. So agroforestry benefits cocoa farmers because the trees provide shade and cool the air around the plants, which makes the plants more productive. So when plants are more productive, right, that can help combat poverty because people can have more product, right? So that, again, I'm still coming back to that idea of helping solve poverty. Intro evidence. As agroforestry practitioners Elijah Owusu-Kashikurum says, and here's my evidence, your first interest at end of the day is that your yields will go up and that you'll make more money. In fact, cocoa farmers in Owusu-Kashikurum's region more than tripled their harvest with agroforestry. See, this is a way that it's combating poverty, right? I'm going back to my problem. I'm trying to solve my problem. This evidence helps solve my problem of cocoa farmers having issues. In addition, because they were certified as using sustainable practices, the farmers received a premium price for their crops in the international marketplace. There you go. There's more evidence that's showing that they're finding a way out of poverty with this solution. So now in my explanation, I really need to explain that and explain how this is solving it. So the combination of bigger harvests and higher prices, right? Bigger harvests are more crops, and higher prices help reduce poverty by giving the farmers higher total incomes. So they have bigger incomes. That helps combat poverty, right? That makes it more manageable. Agroforestry and reforestation benefits not only current farmers, but also future generations. There's a sustainability thing. I'm coming back to that idea of sustainability. Helps combat poverty for the future. When farmers plant trees to preserve the ecosystem, they are ensuring the livelihoods of farmers in the future as well as their own. This will help future generations a way out of poverty. Again, I come back to that idea of how this is going to help them out of poverty for now and for the future. This is my clincher. Long-term lasting improvements in poverty levels can result from sustainable agricultural practices like agroforestry. So this whole paragraph, right, is coming back to that idea constantly of how we can solve poverty in Guinea by using the solution and how we can make it more manageable. So here's your job today. Your goal is to go back into your body paragraphs and revise your explanation. How might you answer these questions while still explaining the problem or the solution? So the problem, how does this problem lead to poverty? And the solution, how does this solution solve poverty or make it more manageable? All right, go ahead and get started.